Hello and welcome to Elden Ring. We're on part 23 of my All Quests, All Endings guide, and we're heading to Volcano Manor now. We can finally start this part of the quest. What I will say is don't kill Rykard yet, otherwise you'll miss out on quite a bit of stuff. First thing we're going to do is head up here and deal with the Geezer's Wheel chap who invades us somewhere around here. Gives you a nice weapon. Just deal with him however you see fit. Then we're going to head back downstairs. Check the site of Grace. Then speak to Tanith. She'll invite you to join the Volcano Manor. And you should agree to. So she'll give you the drawing room key. So you can head down this corridor and you can open these doors. We want to speak to this ghost first. And he'll give you an idea of what's actually going on at Volcano Manor. Once you spoke to him, exhaust all this dialogue, then unlock this door. Speak to Dialos. Exhaust all his dialogue. I'll give you a bit more of an idea of what's going on with the Volcano Manor here. Once you spoke to him, speak to Raya. She'll be pleased to see you again. Make sure you exhaust the dialogue. Then speak to Bernal again. Once you spoke to Bernal, grab yourself the letter from Volcano Manor. And that'll tell you to go and kill Old Knight Istvan. So we're going to do that. There's a red mark on your map, and the closest site of Grace is the War Master's Shack. So basically we're going to head up to the Limgrave Arena. We've already dealt with one invader here, but there'll be another one. So feel free to run past it if you don't want to fight them. Otherwise, deal with them how you see fit. Then, once they're all sorted, head over here and prepare yourself for a sort of mini invader battle. Just going to apply a few buffs there. Then we're going to enter the world. Going for the all-faithful, unendurable frenzy again there. And that's him dealt with. Give you a rune arc, a fur-calling finger remedy, and an armour set, which is nice. Once he's dealt with, go back to Volcano Manor and speak to Tanith, and she'll be very pleased that you've completed your first task. Gives you the Magma Shot spell. Once you spoke to her, head down here, use the drawing room key on here, and yes, she's not actually moved to the right place yet. Just checking here. You need to go back to the main room, speak to Raya again. Then reload the area. Now she should have moved to the right spot. So it's the second room. And now she's in her true form. So speak to Raya and exhaust all that dialogue. She'll tell you that she's called Zarias, really. Exhaust all the dialogue, and if you're interested in the story, pay attention to what she says. Then head back and speak to Tanith. Ask her about Zarias' form, and she'll give you a bit more lore. Once you spoke to her again, get yourself another letter from Volcano Manor, speak to Bernal again. He'll offer you a couple more incantations which weren't available before. Once you've bought everything that you want, you can head back to Patches, exhaust all his dialogue, purchase anything you want, and just talk to him a bit more. And he'll give you that letter. So we're now going to head off and deal with the next one. So head to this site of grace here, ruin-strewn precipice. This is where you fought Magma Worm Makarth, I think. On your way to the Altus Plateau. There's the summon sign, so get yourself ready first. And we're going to fight the Tragoth bloke, I think, with the big hammer. Again, we're going for a bit of unendurable frenzy again there. If you've got a preferred method, just use that instead. Take him out, and that'll get you the Bull Goat armor set, which is quite good. We're now going to head back to the manor and speak to Patches again. He'll tell you he's going to give Tanith the news, so reload the area, then head back to Patches again, speak to him again, and ask about the reward. And he'll give you the Magma Whip candlestick or something. So now we're going to go to the old Altus Tunnel, is probably the closest site of grace, to take on the next invader. You'll need to take the lift up and just make your way outside. Again, if you want a few easy runes, just deal with these trolls. They don't take a second and they give a couple of thousand. If you're in a hurry, just run past them. They're completely optional here. Once you've dealt with them, jump on Torrent and ride this way, headed towards a shaded castle. You can get yourself a golden rune there. Summon sign's just behind that rock there. Make sure you're prepared. When you're ready, enter the world. He'll be just up the hill there, and it can actually be one who can catch you unawares if you're not careful. If you get killed, don't worry, there's this, you'll just reappear here so you can buff up and have another go. Take him out however you see fit. We're using Vike's War Spear here, which you get from the invader at the Church of Inhibition. I'll give you a rune arc and a Firkle and Finger Remedy and the Crepus Vial. So jump on Torrent, then ride this way. We're going to get the Site of Grace first. Feel free to deal with those to get yourself a Golden Rune 3. And some nice poison grease, always useful. Deal with these guys here. Grab yourself Poison Bloom. Again, completely optional. Grab the Grace, that's what we came for. May as well activate the Summoning Pool. Then if you rest at the Grace, we can head off to deal with another invadery type encounter. So ride this way. We're going west of Shaded Castle now. Once you get onto this hilltop around here, you'll get attacked by another invader near to where you see the golem. Deal with that however you see fit. And this will get you a weapon and some bits of armour. That's the Antspur Rapier and the Marace Mask and Marace Robe. Again, this golem is completely optional. If you want the runes, deal with it. If you don't, run away. I'm just going to take him out for the sake of a few runes and a few minutes of effort. Once you've dealt with them, we're going to head back to the Shaded Castle. There's a smithing stone there you've got. You can actually walk back to the site of grace there. Then we're going to make our way through here. Deal with those, deal with those, deal with those. Feel free to run past them if you don't feel like fighting them. Not necessary. If you've got there, you'll get yourself a smithing stone 4. Don't forget to have your flame cleansing spell ready. When we get up to this roof section, there's going to be a royal revenant waiting to attack us. So when we go down and get that item there, which is a somber smithing stone 5. And we've also got the perfumer guys to deal with. If you run away a little bit, you can get away from that one and deal with it at range usually. Head around here and deal with these. You can grab yourself another smithing stone. Might come in handy. And a wonderful pair of depraved perfumer trousers. A must-have for any perfumer build, probably. So if you kill the Revenant, I'll give you a ghost glove wall, then you can climb the ladder. Main objective here is to get the next grace sorted. Feel free to skip those if you don't want to fight them. They're not needed. We're really trying to get Millicent's prosthesis, or the Valkyrie's prosthesis now for Millicent's quest, which is in a chest in here if you don't have the Clean Rot Knight. Open the chest, grab the Valkyrie's prosthesis. And we're going to give that to Millicent shortly. First up, we're going to get this grace. Can't quite level up yet, so we're going to head this way. Deal with him, climb the ladder. Deal with the dogs. Head in there, deal with them. You can climb this ladder, it's not particularly exciting. There may be an item here which you can get in New Game, but as I'm on New Game Plus, I've already got it. Got another Clean Rot Knight to deal with there. Ranged attacks work well. Head through there, head up the stairs. We've got one of those zombie noble guys down there and a perfumer to deal with. Then we've got some more knights out here. Deal with the dogs first. Once the area's clear, jump on the left. This will take you to an area where patches will turn up later, but for now we've got to deal with a guy who's kind of like the main boss guy of the Bell Bearing Hunt. It's called Elmer of the Briar. Can be a tough fight. Probably recommend using your Mimic if you've got one. If not, then the best summon ash that you've got spare, and consider applying any buff you've got available to you here. It's quite difficult to fight in such a confined space. He's got some long-range projectile attacks using his sword, and if he gets you with the Marace Executioner's sword Ash of War skill, that does multiple hits and does a lot of damage. It's also quite tanky as well. Thankfully the Mimic's getting involved now. You'll note we lost a lot of runes there because we got killed before we could collect them, but I'm going to show you briefly what to do if you lose a lot of runes. See Mimic drawing his aggro again there, giving us a bit of breathing space. And we're going back in with the Unendurable Frenzy. But then he's getting back stuck into us. And again, that thrust is quite difficult to avoid. Trying to finish them off with unendurable friends again. And that will give us a few nice items. So we've got the Marius Executioner's Sword and the Briar Great Shield. The sword is actually very good, particularly if you use things like the Rotten Wing sword insignia and Millicent's prosthesis. They will boost that significantly. So if you do lose a lot of runes, just come to here. Use your Sacred Relic Sword if you've got one. Use a breath weapon like Rotten Breath if you haven't. And just keep killing the Sleeping Albinurics. It doesn't take many runes to get back a good chunk of what you lost. Use the Gold Scarab if you've got it. Once you've dealt with Elmer of the Briar, you need to head back to Tanith. She'll give you that Serpent Bone Blade. And she'll give you a bit more lore. Exhaust all the dialogue, taking all that wonderful Elden Ring lore. Then if you talk to Dialos again, he'll further his story a little bit more. Once you spoke to him, grab yourself the red letter and speak to Banal. He'll give you another letter. You will eventually meet him in battle in crumbling Farum Azula. But then go to speak to Raya in the place where she's been the last few times. And exhaust all the dialogue there. She'll tell you a bit more about what more she's discovered. Then if you go to here and roll into this wall, you'll open this secret area. Just gonna put some light on the go, deal with these snail things. There's some small snail things here. And here. And you can get into this room here to get the Depraved Perfumer ashes. This wall is one that I'm told, if you keep hitting it for long enough with a normal hit, you can eventually break it. It's like a kind of secret wall that's got 9,999 HP, but it doesn't actually go anywhere interesting, I don't think. So head down here. You've got one of these Bloodhound knights to deal with there. It shouldn't cause you too much trouble. That will give you the Prison Town Church Site of Grace. So you can then walk outside and activate the summoning pool. Now what you'll find here is if you're using your madness build like me, suddenly your weapons are not very effective. And it's because a lot of these snake people and enemies in this area are immune to fire or have high resistance to it. Once you've opened Prison Town Church, go back to Raya though and exhaust the dialogue. Then go back to Tanith and speak to Tanith. Once you've exhausted the dialogue, walk back to Prison Town Church and change your setup for something which is going to be more effective against the kind of fire immune types. I'm going to be going for the Dark Moon Greatsword and the Jellyfish Shield, using the Magic Scorpion Charm. Amongst other things, it's quite effective. Deal with the whatever it is, Abductor Virgin. Take out these guys that throw poison at you. Rather inconsiderate. There you go. He's obviously immune, so we're going to use the Dark Moon Greatsword for him. Make your way down here. And focusing on what we need to do, we're going to head round here. Grab yourself a smithing stone, then climb this ladder. When you get to the top, make your way around the other side. Drop down. Kill these guys. Grab yourself beast blood. Then we need to head down this corridor here. down the stairs. Watch out for the black dumpling head people. This should take us to the next site of grace we need. Take him out. And there's your site of grace. And that will do for part 23. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you're following the series. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in part 24.